Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit carsplusguam.com for details. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, a public hearing which is expected to be heated is underway for the proposed change in the mandatory malpractice arbitration law. Plus, the fourth round of winners for the Vaccine Win program was announced this afternoon. And from purses to face masks, the Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency displayed just some of the seized counterfeit items.
Hafide and good evening. The turnout was expected to be high and the discussion intense. A public hearing on a proposed change to the mandatory malpractice arbitration law is underway at the legislature. Here's a preview of some of the key issues. At the heart of the bill, says sponsor Speaker Therese Terlahi, is justice. Justice for those who have a legitimate malpractice case but can't seek redress because of the cost to pursue a claim. Her measure removes what she says is costly mandatory arbitration, with an option to take the case to a magistrate judge. It does not eliminate the arbitration option, though.
In allowing arbitration by mutual agreement, this allows them to control the costs. And that's a big, huge thing. And if you're not able to go to court until you go to arbitration, then that's big, right? Then you need to be able to afford arbitration. Otherwise, you're denied from going to court at all.
But the medical community during a news conference Monday pushed back on the magistrate option. They point out that doctors came up with the arbitration process as a compromise so that claims could be screened and frivolous ones rejected. Nurse practitioner Carla Haddock says pre-screening is critical to giving health professionals reasonable latitude to provide the best immediate care they can.
This bill is supposedly supposed to be a pretrial screening. However, if anyone has ever filed a complaint or had a complaint filed against them civilly, you would know that a complaint in a magistrate judge is actually a post-filing complaint. And there is no pre-screening involved.
The threat of potential litigation may be at the heart of the medical community's concerns. They talk about that as the unintended consequence of the Speaker's bill. Former Senator, longtime health insurance executive, and current GRMC Representative Francis Santos told the group Monday that they need to show up at the hearing and get their patients to speak out too.
They're the true frontliners in this fight for us, because they're the ones that you helped to get the care that they needed because they could not leave our island. How many of you are sitting on off-island referrals that can't go? I get it all the time. I hear them at GRMC. They're in our hospital as we speak because they can't go off-island. Matai. That's what you have to tell them. So I'm asking you again, please submit testimony.
Everybody agreed that this is an issue we have to fix and that we can't sit as a community and let only some be able to avail of justice and not the others.
The hearing began at about 5 p.m. and will run till about 8:30. We'll have a full recap on tomorrow's news. In other news, new details have been disclosed regarding the officer-involved fatal shooting last Wednesday in Tamuning. The independent investigative team, led by the Attorney General's office, has conducted several interviews, reviewed information from the public, and obtained surveillance footage which was released today. One clip shows a man running towards a white Mitsubishi just as it's pulling out of the Centam building parking lot. While the vehicle slows down, the man stops running, then begins walking and waving his arms up and down. A second clip shows a man running out of the parking lot of the Hemlani Apartments. As the white car is driving through the lot, the man runs towards the vehicle and appears to strike the window with an unidentified object. Attorney General Levin Camacho said, "We are changing the way we do things because in order to build confidence in law enforcement and in the criminal justice system, we have to be more transparent," he said. The victim has been identified as 49-year-old Fowler Fabian. The off-duty officer allegedly involved has not been named. A forensic autopsy is tentatively scheduled for Sunday, July 11th. And Superior Court Judge Vernon Paris has upheld the termination of former high-ranking police officer Mark Charfaris. The former police colonel was disciplined and later fired for his actions related to a Christmas Eve 2016 incident. He publicly reprimanded subordinate officers who were responding to an illegal fireworks complaint in his home village of Agate. The confrontation was captured on body cam video from a responding police officer. Charfaris appealed the adverse action, but the CSC upheld the termination for insubordination. They found that he violated a direct order from then-Chief J.I. Cruz that he not speak publicly about the incident until the investigation was completed. Defense counsel Randy Cunliffe said that he will meet with Charfaris tomorrow and expects that they will appeal the ruling. An acupuncturist who was charged with 2 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. According to court documents, 70-year-old Jong Sun Baek was treating the victim on June 28. After inserting the needles, Baek allegedly began to touch the victim underneath her clothes. And even after she told him to stop, Baek ignored the victim and allegedly did it again. The victim told police she couldn't move during the incident because of the needles and because she was in mental anguish. Island residents who are eligible for the All Rise program have been flocking to their village mayor's offices to get the required residency verifications. During today's Mayor's Council meeting, Dedido's Melissa Zavares and Tamuning's Luis Rivera expressed concerns about the long lines.
I actually made contact with someone at Revenue Tax yesterday, and there's other forms of verifications of their residents. If they have power, water, or Guam solid waste bill, it shows your service location. And if it says Luis Rivera and Jesse Allen lives at 132, Chalan Watch, whatever, it shows both their names. That can suffice as a verification because it has that resident's name showing the service location. So they don't necessarily need to get a mayor's verification. If they have a utility bill showing their service location, and the 3 that are power, water, and solid waste.
Mayor Tamuning.
Can we have revenue and taxation put out a press release?
I did ask them to do that. I said, revise your press
Because like right now the lines are very long.
588, Justin Dedido yesterday.
Late Wednesday afternoon, the Department of Revenue and Taxation did issue additional guidance regarding the verification requirement. They will be accepted for calendar year 2020 to the filing date. They will also accept 2020 verifications previously issued to another agency or household member as long as the applicant for the All Rise program is listed as a member of the same household. And finally, if the verification was previously submitted to DRT for another program last year, that too will be accepted. We should note that the actual application for the program has not yet been published. And there were 2 more Lucky Island residents who went home with $10,000 and a brand new car from the governor's Vaccine Win incentive program. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan has more.
It's week 4 and 2 more island residents were drawn to win a brand new car and $10,000 cash prize from the governor's Vaccine Win incentive program. It was developed to entice the community to get vaccinated against the coronavirus to win rewards, including a new car and big cash prize to achieve herd immunity or 80% of the population vaccinated. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Joshua Tenorio named the 2 winners as 23-year-old Jericho Mariano and 63-year-old Sukasa Fudo at Alalup on Wednesday. Mariano won a 2022 Hyundai Kona compact SUV, which is valued at more than $20,000. He received the first dose of the Moderna vaccine on February 3rd and his second dose on March 12th. As an employee of a medical supply company, Mariano understood the importance of getting inoculated against the virus.
I got vaccinated to protect myself, my family and friends, and anyone who I interact with.
With his birthday next month on August 26, Mariano said it's a perfect birthday gift. He works for MD Wholesale, a pharmaceutical, and encourages people to roll up their sleeves and get the shot.
My advice to them is you never know what protection this vaccine will give you. It's actually been proven already. And with myself, so since I got vaccinated, not only do I interact with a lot of people, but I know I'm protected when I go out. I just want to tell everyone to get vaccinated. As you can see, you can win a car if you get vaccinated.
Sukasa Fudo was the lucky man who won the $10,000 cash prize from the incentive program the day after his birthday. He shared with KUAM News that he plans to negotiate with his wife on how he's going to spend the cash prize because after all, she was the one who registered him. According to Crystal Palco San Augustine, the communications director for the Office of the Governor, 91,426 island residents have been recorded fully vaccinated against the virus thus far, which means we are 3.84% closer to achieving Governor Leon Guerrero's goal of 80% of the island's population vaccinated or herd immunity by Liberation Day on July 21st. 2 winners will be chosen every Wednesday until July 21st. If you are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and want to register for the incentive program, head on over to Guam Visitors Bureau's website at visitguam.com/vax. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Wahusi Isaiah again.
Meanwhile, the airport authority is doing its part to help the island reach herd immunity by Liberation Day. GIAA is sponsoring an event this Friday called Vaccinate at Gate 8. It's a chance to relive the airport travel experience that many have missed out on since the pandemic began. The promotional event is set for Friday, July 9th and is open to the first 200 people that sign up at the GIAA website, guamairport.com. Deputy Executive Manager Ricky Hernandez.
And now what we're trying to do is create an experience around getting vaccinated. And at the same time, trying to, get people familiarized again with the airport because they haven't been traveling.
Public parking will be free on that date, and participants will be guided from the lot into the airport terminal. There will be 4 groups of 50 people staggered over 4 hours from 1, 2, 3, and 4 p.m.
You check in at the United counters, you get a boarding pass. You'd pass through TSA, who's been a great partner in improving the security aspect of this event. People will get to see the expanded TSA security checkpoint that we've worked out with TSA. Get checked as if you're getting into the aircraft. And once you get in, although there's no shopping, you'll go directly to Gate 8. You'll be able to go to Gate 8, and that's where the vaccination clinic is actually going to be held.
There will also be some refreshments and live entertainment at the gate before you are escorted aboard a United Airlines plane, where a raffle will be held once an hour for 4 hours.
Of the 50 people per hour that's going to be boarding the plane, 4 of them are going to come out with a prize.
The prize for a total of 16 lucky winners will be hotel vouchers worth $100 each, along with the satisfaction, he says, of contributing to the effort to reach herd immunity. We'll be back with more news right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific. And that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
KUAM News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
You may ask yourself, what is a blue raspberry? Or a pink lemon? Or even a strawberry watermelon? But they taste so good in these Minute Maid slushies from McDonald's. Who cares? It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
While we've all been through a lot over the years,
typhoons, earthquakes, and now COVID-19,
we've been able to get through these together.
For more than 80 years, Travelers Insurance has been protecting your homes, your businesses,
And the health of your family.
We are here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
There are better days ahead. Tomorrow's a new day filled with hope and choices.
the possibilities of what we can achieve together are limitless.
Let's continue to work together to ensure a brighter tomorrow for all of us.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. There's been a marked increase in the seizure of counterfeit articles so far this year. Guam Customs and Quarantine says it has confiscated hundreds of brand name knockoffs of purses, wallets, and clothing. But you may be surprised by what the majority of seized items are. Tyler Matanani has our next story.
Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and Christian Dior are just some of the many counterfeit items seized by customs. But you'll be surprised what made up a majority of the over 23,000 items seized within the recent months.
If you look at the math, you look at the design. And if you're using a logo that is registered, then that's counterfeit.
Many seem to go through the pandemic in style. Guam Customs and Quarantine Agency Director Ike Pareto says that out of the 23,600 counterfeit articles seized this year, majority of them were masks. But custom officers look for more than just logos. Stitching, colors, patterns, and even materials are all trademarked. And they're trained to have a keen eye for this. And while the world may have slowed down and gone into pandemic mode, the work at Customs was kicked into high gear.
We're finding out that a lot of these items that are being brought into Guam are purchased online on Facebook and Instagram, on auctions. And they're taking advantage of that. All of these that you're seeing here are actually seized here at the borders. It's either be here at cargo or down at the port, but it's mainly here at air cargo.
Reselling counterfeit items are a violation of the trademark laws, and Guam Customs is mandated to safeguard not just the industries, but residents and the tourism industry from counterfeit or dangerous products.
With respect to customs, we have recently passed the manifest bill. In that manifest bill, it's going through the adjudication. And we have a set of penalties for this type of items.
Once approved, they'll be able to issue penalties on passengers and importers bringing the goods in for resale. There are many factors that determine this. Pareto gave the example that if a family of 5 is coming in, it makes sense that they may have around 5 sets of whatever items they're bringing in. But
when you have a whole box of purses, and it's only you, and you're saying that there's 30 individual items in that box, and you're telling me that it's your own personal use, then that's questionable.
He adds that the main countries the items are coming in from are China, the Philippines, Korea, and Singapore.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
And just to be exact, of the 23,600 items confiscated, Pareto confirmed that 16,275 were face masks. Child Protective Services has been chipping away at the backlog of cases that prompted an emergency declaration by the governor earlier this year. CPS now reports it has managed to clear more than 760 of those cases. Again, here's Tyler with an update.
Child Protective Services Director Melanie Brennan updates that 768 cases were properly addressed and closed.
The remaining 150 plus are still on our current social workers' caseloads and investigations and in case management. We continue to manage those as well as manage the new incoming referrals.
And slowly but surely, Brennan says things are looking up in terms of recruitment.
We hired an additional 3 social workers, and we are still pending 2 that are coming in, should be within 2 weeks' time, as well as a PC3 and an administrative aide.
But as one door opens, another seems to close as the ongoing high turnover rate continues.
In the last 3 weeks, we also lost a social worker to GDOE and 2 to retirement. Not social workers, but the 2 to retirement one was a social services supervisor 1 and a PC 4.
Brennan, however, is drafting an initiative that she hopes to be the solution to the problem.
I did draft a policy that is still with DOA. This administration, the governor is in support of incentive pay, differential pay for social workers in child welfare. And so, as with any policy, it has to be carefully scrutinized, and it's still in the process, but it does look good, and so we're waiting on that.
CPS is also bringing a new training and development for staff. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matinani.
The Bank of Guam has changed the name of its U.S. mainland operation to TASI Bank. Executives say the rebranding will provide more agility in a highly competitive environment as the bank seeks to expand into other stateside markets. Here's more. Bank President and CEO Joaquin Cook says the rebranding has been under consideration for several years now. The new TASI moniker is part of a long-time strategic initiative to grow the bank's presence in the mainland.
We always knew at some point there would need to be some sort of branching off. And this is doing that from a external standpoint, from a marketing and a branding standpoint. So while yes, there is emotional attachment, of course, we don't want to see the name Bank of Guam be taken down from the Montgomery Street sign. It'll still be there because anywhere you see TASI Bank, it'll always say Division of Bank of Guam.
He says the name, which means ocean in Chamorro, and the wave logo are designed to visually connect cultures spanning 6,000 miles from Guam to San Francisco. Dave Hovis, California Regional Manager, is the new president of TASI Bank.
Our target market is going to be small to medium-sized businesses with credit needs up to $30 million. Our typical transaction size is about $3 million out here. We'll continue to replicate the same model that we've been using over the last 10 years.
He adds that they're eyeing the San Diego market for initial expansion.
In order for us to survive, we have to be nimble. We have to be able to look beyond the underwriting box and dig deeper into the financials and the operation and really see value that may not be apparent in a tax return.
Cook says much of their growth is coming from the mainland operation as they can tap into the much larger scale there.
Yes, it's much more competitive, but if you can find a niche to operate in where you're providing or you're filling a need, a gap that's overlooked either between the small banks, too big for the small banks, too small for the big banks, which is what we've done, you find a nice little spot to do well in.
TASI Bank is also a minority depository institution which can offer a greater share of SBA guaranteed small business loans to minority groups. And with the new school year fast approaching, a supply drive is being held to benefit local foster children. Isaiah Uggan has more.
What started off as a small ministry out of a church later became a non-profit organization known as Harvest House. Located in Momong Totomaiti, the nonprofit aims to fulfill their mission by hosting one of their many annual events, the Back to School Supply Drive. Their mission is to help children and teens on Guam develop a heart for God by providing a safe haven for the island's foster children. They want to help them grow physically, socially, mentally, and spiritually. As a foster parent since 2009, Bethany Taylor, executive director of Harvest House, says that this service is much needed on the island.
We actually, in 2009, we held our very first event, our very first year we started. It was a Christmas event at the time. And when we did our Christmas event and had like 100 foster children arrive at our doors and we had Christmas presents for all of them, we were like, wow, why isn't anything like this happening on Guam? We got to do something. It just really stirred our hearts, and everybody that was involved were like, we got to keep going with this. This is incredible. There's no supply closet for them to go get goods. There's no resources on Guam for them to be supported. There's no support groups for our foster community to come and get some advice. There was just a real lack. And so all because I became a foster parent myself, I had the whole passion within my own heart of knowing I needed community. I knew I needed advice from my foster child. I also knew I needed supplies for them because I would get foster kids all the time, different ages.
School supplies such as notebooks, number 2 pencils, crayons, washable markers, glue, rulers, pens, and bags are some of the list of items they are looking for. Donations can be dropped off to the Harvest House Resource Center from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. In addition, items can also be dropped off at Community First Federal Credit Union's branches in Hagåtña, Tamuning, Zeredo, and Manilao from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and on Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The drive began July 1st and will wind down on July 31st.
We will be inviting all of the foster children on Guam, which now we have close to 500 foster children on Guam, and we invite them to our facility, and we host a pretty nice event for them, as well as the big part of it is allowing them to pick out their very own backpack. It's like going to Ross or Kmart or Macy's or something like at our facility because of the community coming together and blessing the foster kids. So we just have all of the supplies there. They get to pick out their very own backpack that kind of matches their personality, and then they get to fill up the backpack with all the supplies that they would need.
The event is sponsored by Community First Federal Credit Union and GTA. You can call 300-5433, email harvest.house@hbcguam.net, or visit their website at harvesthouseguam.org for more information.
Sports is next. Don't go away.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Do you feel like you're missing out on something? Make life more rewarding with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points for bill rebates and free load at IT&E, discounts on fuel at Shell, vouchers at Foodies, and United Mileage Plus miles. You can even pay with Pacific Points at IT&E, Shell, and Foodies. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Bun, mayo, chicken pickle, bun.
Bun, pickle, mayo.
Blasphemy!
No bun.
The Naked Chicken Chalupa, only at Taco Bell.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Tonight on the show, we catch up with local swimmer Sebastian Castro, who will be attending Princeton University this fall. Check it out. Harvest graduate Sebastian Castro will be attending Princeton University this fall. Sebastian plans to major in molecular biology and minor in social sciences.
The reason why I chose Princeton was because they are known for their undergraduate support. These professors who really know their subject. I wanted to be on the East Coast. I wanted to see snow. But I think something was just telling me that Princeton should be the school I choose.
Sebastian has been swimming competitively since his freshman year and plans on swimming for the club team.
The reason why is because I'm not a recruited athlete, and because of COVID, I did take a little bit of a break from swimming, so I'm not in my prime. So my plan is to start with club swim, see where I go from there, and if I eventually join the actual team, then yeah, that's good. I did look at their times. They're definitely fast. I would have to train really hard to get on the team and be a good competitor for them. But I think it is achievable if I am practicing hard.
Castro represented Guam at the 2019 Pacific Games in Apia, Samoa. He competed in the 100-meter freestyle and 100-meter breaststroke.
Guam has its advantages and disadvantages. Being in Guam, it definitely helps you to stand out because there's not that much competition. But that can also be detrimental because you're not really pushing yourself with people your age and also your speed. So definitely going to a school where there are a lot of fast swimmers, I think will push me and definitely make me the best that I can be.
He wants to go to medical school after his undergraduate education and return to Guam to serve in the medical field.
The reason I chose biology is I've always been strong in the sciences, and out of biology, chemistry, physics, I definitely feel the most comfortable with biology. But it's not set in stone. I know once I go there, I might start shopping in other classes, might change my major, but I'm pretty sure I will stick with science.
When not swimming, Sebastian is involved with music. He played for the Guam Symphony throughout high school and competed in the Guam Young Artist Music Competition, taking first place in 2020 for the high school division.
Music has been a huge part of my life, especially through high school. I played the oboe for the Guam Symphony. I played piano competitively. I did the Guam Young Artist competition every year. But truly it was also kind of a way for me to relax. I think having a lot of activities actually feels comforting because after like a long time in morning swim practice, I can go home, practice piano. It's kind of like exercising a different part of my body. And then go to school, you know, I think it was nice to have a balance throughout school.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
And before we close out tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's the middle of the week, guys, and we are a week into July, so happy birthday to Victoria Kitsutu Orsini. Happy birthday number 9 to be precise. Your family is all saying we love you, Victoria. Elijah Guerrero, happy birthday to this kid. We love and miss you, Elijah baby. That's your shout out from your family who sends you all of their very best wishes. Gabriella Hope Gogui, happy birthday to you, Gabby, and God bless you. We love you to the ends of everything, and we, your family says, are going to barbecue for you, Nen. Hey, that's a binding contract. Make sure you get that in writing. Awesome barbecue party. And happy belated birthday, because born on July 6th, Kyle Evan Faculo, who turns 15 this year. We love you and are so proud of you. Say mom, dad, and your little sister, Melina. So, Victoria, Elijah, Gabby, and Kyle, we hope each and every one of you has a fantastic birthday today.
And you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com.